1 second, I gotta make my bed. It looks a mess. My name is DeJuan, and you're watching The DeJuan Show. In today's episode, we are talking about getting what you want, and we're going to do a little project. We're going to customize my display cabinet. Welcome in. That's an intro that I'd been wanting to do for some time now. I've been wanting to have a bit more fun with the show, and this is the way that I'm doing it. If that's something you like, let me know. Today we are talking about getting what you want. That came to me last night in a dream, so I was like, you know what? Today, let's go ahead and talk about that. I have been reading a book, and it is this book right here. It is called Ask and It Is Given, Learning to Manifest Your Desires by Esther and Jerry Hicks. The thing that I like about it so far is that it has broken down getting what you want into 3 really easy steps. The first step is to ask for what it is that you want. Now, I feel like this is kind of simplistic, and most of us know how to ask for what we want. And I say most because a lot of people, what they will do is they will actually ask for what they want in a very roundabout way, or they're not very clear on exactly what it is that they want. Do you want a relationship? Do you want money? Do you want a nice house? Do you want great health? Do you want beautiful hair? Like, what is it that you want? Ask for that thing. You can ask in many ways. You can ask through prayer, journaling, meditation. There's all kinds of ways to ask, but the first thing is just to ask. You have to be honest with yourself with what it is that you actually want. I have a lot of friends that are single, and these friends are often saying that they don't want relationships, they don't want a man, they don't want a husband, they don't want these things. The thing I know about them is that that's not true. They actually do want all those things. They want a husband, they want a boyfriend, they want a partner. But what has happened is in their previous relationships, they've had bad experiences, not getting what they wanted, someone treating them poorly, being cheated on, whatever. And what they're saying when they say that I don't want a relationship is they're saying I don't want that type of relationship. The relationships that I've had in the past, I don't want those. That's not saying that you don't want any relationship. So it's really important to say like you want a relationship. Say that I want a relationship. I want a beautiful relationship like I've never had before, and that will start to come to you. Editing DeJuan here. So I messed up the steps a little bit. I just wanted to clarify. So step 1 is to ask. Step 2 is that it is delivered. And then step 3, which I'm about to explain, and I call it step 2, is that you receive. So I just wanted to be clear so that you understood. Enjoy the rest of the video. The second step is to receive. Anything you ask for, you get. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? No, because I've asked for this, I've asked for that, and I haven't gotten it. I disagree. It always shows up. If you really want something, if you really desire it, it shows up for you. You just may not be in a place to see it and to receive it. This reminds me of a story. I don't know if you've heard this, but it's a story of a man, and he is on a roof during a flood. So the flood has risen so high that the only place that he can find shelter is on the roof. You know, the rain's coming down and the water is slowly rising. So the man is on the roof and he is praying for God to come and save him. Okay, so he's praying and praying, and while he's praying, a person in a rowboat comes on over, and the person says, "Hey, get in the boat, I can save you." And the man is praying, is like, no, I'm waiting for God to come and save me. So the rowboat goes along. A little while later, then a motorboat comes along, and the person in the motorboat says, "Hey, get in the motorboat, I can save you." And the man, again, he's praying, and he's like, no, I'm praying for God to come and save me. So then the person, they continue on. And then a little while later, a helicopter shows up. So a helicopter comes on down, it drops its rope, and the person inside says, grab onto the rope. I can save you. And the man says, no, I am waiting for God to save me. So then the helicopter leaves. And ultimately, the rain rises so high that it overtakes him and he passes away. And then at the gates of heaven, he sees God and he asks, God, why didn't you save me? And God says, I sent to you a rowboat, a motorboat, and a helicopter. That was me saving you. That perfectly illustrates how most of us will ask for something and it shows up, but we will not accept it because we expect it to look a certain way. You know, if you were like, I am looking to be a millionaire, there are so many ways that your million could show up. It could show up as an inheritance. It could show up as some money that just drops on your door. It could show up in a job opportunity. It could show up as just an idea to create a product or a service. There are so many ways that could show up for you. But if you believe it to only show up as a pile of cash on your front door, when the other things show up, you won't accept it because you're only looking for it one way. Or let's say you're like looking for a relationship. When someone shows up at your door and they're kind to you, they're kind, they're giving, they show respect. Oftentimes you turn it down because you're used to people treating you poorly. You're used to people treating you poorly, so you end up going with what has always just been comfortable. You go with your known discomfort. We believe that we don't deserve it. Now, I was guilty of this one for a long time. Like, I have wanted certain things in my life. I've wanted a relationship. I've wanted, a beautiful home. I've wanted a great body. I've wanted all of these things. But I had an unconscious belief just because of the way I grew up, the people that were around me, the things that I saw when I was younger, that somehow I didn't deserve it. That it was only meant for people who, were born into a certain thing, who lived in a certain place, who had access to certain things, but it was meant for them. It was not meant for me. And I somehow didn't deserve it. So when anything would show up that was what I wanted, I wouldn't accept it. Or I would find some way and I would sabotage it. Let's say I got some money and I would find some way to spend all of it as quickly as I could. Or if I started getting in shape and I'm like, oh, okay, my body's looking real good. I'm feeling really good about myself because I'm looking real good and I've been working real hard. Well, now I can eat whatever I want. I deserve it. So then I would eventually start to backslide, and then I end up back in the same position, having the same body that I had before and being like, ugh, I'm here again. When we believe we don't deserve it, we will find a way to either just deny it, or if we get it, to just get rid of it as soon as we can. Another way that we don't get what we want is by settling for crumbs. In my past relationships, I would want, someone who was kind and courteous and curious about me and all of these things, but someone would show up who was not those things. And because they were there, I would just take it. Being with that person would actually end up starting to cause me more pain. So many heartbreaks, so many emotions came from being with people that were actually not even compatible with me. People that I didn't necessarily want to be with, but I just accepted it because it was the thing that showed up. If they don't have what it is that you were looking for in a partner, say, you know what? I appreciate our time together. I've enjoyed you. However, this is just not going to work out for me. It's okay. It's okay, because that leaves space in your life for the person. And that's my next thing is we will often keep what we don't want for too long. We will have something and we will realize that this is not it, but we will keep it and we will hold on to it. And then what that does is it blocks the thing that we actually want from coming into our life. If you have every nook and cranny in your house jammed packed with stuff, well, you can't accept anything else. If your hands are full, you can't take anything else. You can't take anything else. You have to empty. You have to put something down in order to pick something new up. When you have something in your life that is not the thing that you want, not the relationship, not the job, not the house, not the car, not the body, whatever it may be, you have to put it down. You have to put it down so that you have space and you have room for the thing that you want to actually come into your life to come in. It's coming. You have to believe it. You have to believe it. And anytime you accept something that you don't want or you hold on to it for too long, that's actually saying that you believe that it's not going to come and you believe that you don't deserve it. So you have to think differently. You have to let it go and know the thing that I want is coming. It's coming. And I will be patient. I will be patient. I will work on myself. I'll go to therapy. I'm going to read some books. I'm going to journal. I'm going to work out. I'm going to improve my skills. I'm going to make my house better. I'm going to clean up. You're going to do all these other things until the things that you want show up. So you're not just sitting and waiting and doing nothing. No, you're improving your life. And that kind of leads me into the next one, which is you have to be prepared for whatever it is that you're asking for. You have to be prepared for it. If it shows up and you are not prepared, you won't know what to do with it. It's like if you wanted a motorcycle and then someone shows up and they present to you a motorcycle, but you don't know how to ride it. You don't know how to ride it. You don't know how to maintain it. You don't know how to put gas in it. You don't know how any of these things. So you haven't prepared to actually have this thing. So now that oh Lord, now that it is here, you don't know what to do with it. And it actually becomes a burden. So it's important to prepare so that when it arrives, you are fully ready to use it. You know exactly what to do. Prepare yourself. Like I said, work out, clean your house, make space, make room, learn a new skill, read a book, go to therapy, journal, take care of yourself, put on a mud mask, light a candle, just sit in silence. Just do something that improves yourself, that makes you feel good, so that when these good things start coming in your life, you're prepared for them. Because again, if they show up and you haven't done the work and you haven't prepared, well, they will actually become a burden. So those are just some of the ways that I think that we block ourselves from getting what we want. Again, to recap what I've learned from the book that I'm reading, Ask and It Is Given. 3 steps. The first step, again, is to ask. Ask for what it is that you want through prayer, meditation, journaling, vision boards, affirmations, any of that. Ask for that. Step 2 is it is delivered. So it always comes every single time. Whenever you ask for something, you truly want it, it is always delivered. And the third thing is to accept it. So to accept when it arrives and to be prepared for it, to make space for it to arrive, and to have done the work on yourself so that when it arrives, you know exactly what to do with it, you know how to handle it, and it's not a burden. So that's my advice. I woke up this morning and I was thinking about, you know what? I need to talk to the people and tell them how to get what it is that they want and that they can have it. Speaking of what we want, what I've always wanted this show to be is not only me just sitting here and like giving you a message, but also just taking you along in my life, the things that are important to me. I love home. I love home interiors. I love design. I love architecture. And I want to start showing you my home and also giving you ways to improve your home. Without a solid foundation, without a beautiful home that energizes you and makes you feel safe and secure, it's really hard to start to manifest your dreams and to like live the life that you've always wanted. So you need a home that makes you feel comfortable and that feels like you. Because of that, I'm going to start incorporating more home content into my show and into this channel. So I want to segue into this media cabinet right here. I have had this media cabinet, as long as I've lived in this apartment. I've lived in this apartment, it'll be 4 years this year. I did a little project this week that I had been wanting to do for a very long time. So I recorded that because I just wanted to show you the process. We're going to go ahead and check that out right now. Good morning. So I'm having some coffee and showing you the bookcase. I had this idea to put rattan in the top and the bottom. The bottom doesn't get any light and it's just kind of dark. So I just wanted to cover that up. And then I just thought doing it at the top as well, and then just having the middle as the display. I just thought it would be interesting and would kind of give it a unique look. I'm just wanting to take you along. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. Okay, so here is the door off and the materials that I'm going to be using for this little cabinet makeover. So first is this rattan, and I got this rattan on Etsy. And then I also got this kind of banding material on Etsy. Now I chose this like smaller weave because I'm choosing to like block out the top and the bottom too. So I want something that was a little tighter so that you wouldn't be able to see through. But I also like that it's still gonna let a little bit of light through, which I think is gonna be nice. As you can see, I've cut one of the panels here, and this is about the size and shape that I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna glue them down. I've never done this before, so we're gonna see how it goes, but I have a really good feeling. I think it's gonna look really nice. The technique that I'm using to glue this down is to put glue in the edge. I'm careful of the amount because I don't want to put too much because it'll get messy and start to overflow. So I'm putting just the right amount. The glue that I'm using is actually a glue stick by Gorilla Glue. And because it's a glue stick, it dries pretty quickly, which is really nice for this type of project. I'm able to move from section to section quickly. And because it's Gorilla Glue, it's actually really, really strong. So this should last me a very long time. And it actually didn't take very long, about 15 minutes per panel, from cutting it out to gluing it down. So this was a pretty easy project. I just want to thank you so much for watching today. Today was so fun for me. This is a way that I've been wanting to structure my episodes from the very beginning, but you know, for one reason or another, I didn't do it. I was a little nervous. I was a little unsure of how I would do it, but you know what? No risk, no reward. It's just time to start doing things the way that I want to do them. I hope you liked it. Let me know what you thought about me showing you how I put this display cabinet together. I have some other projects in my house that I am looking to do, and if that's something that you want to see, let me know. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and like this video, comment, subscribe, share it with a friend, do all of the things, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.